The box is now standing in the Watersportbaan. It's a neighborhood with a lot of social buildings, big buildings. And we want to get people to the box to see the heritage that's in the collections of the museum, but also to meet each other here at the box.
So we start here, so you can push here to take your ticket. So there are 4 stories. You can choose Zetulder. So Zetulder, this is our Ghent dialect for be seated.
Yeah.
Zetulder. Then we have Straffe Toeren, what is in the collection, and Eckerham. Yeah, this is the place here, Eckerham in the green. Yeah. So you can here make your choice. What do you want? This one, this one, this one, or this one? So maybe Zetulder?
But this is about this
Yeah,
neighborhood.
this
I'm
is about this
interested in this
Yeah.
neighborhood. So
Okay, so
instead.
push on it. Yeah, you push on it. Yes, okay. And you make your choice. Yeah. Yes, your ticket is coming out here. Yes, and with the ticket, yeah, we go to the scanner. Yeah, we go to the scanner, and you try to scan it, not too far. Yeah, that's a good one. Yes. So now.
Dag Gentenaar. Wanneer ben je voor het laatst nog eens gaan wandelen door het mooie Eckergem?
What happens here? So earlier, we had utensils or we had habitudes from our grandparents or over grandparents. So there were all sorts of ways of living earlier. So we have a museum in Ghent with all these old traditional utensils of 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 300 years ago. So what did the city team in Ghent, they a huge work to digitalize.
Al deze artiesten passeerden ooit ook in Gent. Vandaag is Gent heeft veel grote circusartiesten gekend. Ben je benieuwd naar hun strafste toeren? Ga op de bol staan en kies het volgende hoofdstuk.
So if you want to see the next chapter, you have to go and stand on the color.
Dit is de slangenmens Alberto. Hier zie je hem in een spectaculaire vorm staan. Hij was ongelooflijk lelijk.
When we have a topic for a story, we start by looking at the collection and by finding what sort of objects we can link to it. So for example, Sina and I wrote a story about chairs and sitting, and we looked to our own collection of Design Museum Ghent, but also the 4 other collections, but how can we find chairs, sitting, benches, sofas. And then after that we had a brainstorm about what are topics that are interesting to talk about. And we picked 4 or 5 themes, and then we started writing, but mostly in a collaborative way. And we started thinking about is this interesting for someone to look at? And also, is this not too difficult? Because we know the box is visited by people, young and old, by people with from all sorts of different backgrounds, and we want a story that everyone can relate to and everyone can understand.
Ontwerpers maken zitmeubels in verschillende vormen, kleuren en materialen. Ze ontwerpen stoelen en zetels.
I am waiting for the story of the Watersportbaan, because when people see things from when they were young, they lived here. Some people live here for 50 years, so they came here when they were young, and when they see a story about this neighborhood in their youth, I think there will be more interaction between people. Did you remember when we went swimming there, or So I'm waiting for those stories.
Alleen moet je reclameblaadjes, brochures en folders met de meest uiteenlopende dingen.
The box is a good attraction. People react very positive to it. Some people don't recognize what it is supposed to be and don't see it as something for them. But since we're here, we can explain, and people are surprised positively what they can see in the box. And so the first contact is positive. So I think it's good that we are with an object close to where people live, go to school, pass by, or spend some time.
We try to bring people together about heritage, but heritage is not the people their first concern. People who live here, their first concern is to survive and to feed their children at the end of the month. So it's not easy. So we are happy that we can get them to this place, and we want to make it a nice place, like the picnics we organize.
Everybody who is interested can come and have a look. What happened 100 years ago? How were our grandparents living? How were our parents living? And so here you can discover all, the life of people before.
What's in for them? Yeah, it's like the story from circus. At the end of the story, they ask, "What's your story about circus?" Maybe your story can continue here in the box. So we ask them for photos, but if we don't ask them personal, they will not put it into the collection again.
The object as it on itself doesn't give a signal that it's there. It's for them. So it needs explanation. It needs an extra personal invitation, or an activity which brings them close to it. So and then they can, out of curiosity, go inside and discover what's there to see and to hear and to discover.
When we organize some activities, the people will come to the box, because when there's nothing to see, it's difficult. It's too high leveled, I think.
And we have many requests for the interfaces. So what can be done actively in the box and also at home. We have a long list of things we think could help people to get started. So we think it's still a bit complex, and the people who now will actively use it will probably be the people already interested in heritage and in history, already active. So I don't think with this interface we can really, there's a lot of work needed so it become more accessible.
People telling me stories about their furniture at home or in their home countries, or what it means for them. So it's sometimes very emotional. Yeah, there was a lady who was crying today because she saw here a demonstration of the vlechtwerk and that she remembered her mother who's making things for the birth of her son. So.
The fitness is hierbij, de winkels zijn...
How we can create new things based on these objects. Thinking about creative reuse, about how can we show our collection to the people and how can they create something new from it. That's good to see.
It's a huge effort indeed. It's also, we would have dreamt that it would be accessible every day, but that's not possible. We're not enough staff to equip it and to create this atmosphere. Also in winter time, it will not be possible to do this. So there's a lot of challenges in this kind of project, and indeed. Luckily now we have this staff who are supposed to do which task it is to engage people, but it's not as a permanent project. It would be too expensive.
Two weeks ago we were here with the Design Museum. They brought their chairs from in the museum, and there was a lady from, I don't remember, Syria, Pakistan, very nice dressed, very nice woman, and she was really touched by. She said, "It's nice to see so much beauty in this neighborhood. There is so much ugly buildings, trash." But it's so nice to see something beautiful. And she tried all the chairs. We made a lot of pictures from her sitting, enjoying the beauty of the chairs. So that was a really nice moment. Yeah.
Today there was a group, a youth group, and I saw them here, and they were so surprised that they saw the little shop in their neighborhood, and now they are doing creative things over there, and yeah, that was so nice to have both the past and then the transformation into new projects and the energy and the enthusiasm. So that was a beautiful moment that I saw.
Most difficult for us is the time. We are here for 3 months in this neighborhood, and I see you need a lot of time. People have to know you. They say, "Ah, yeah, I saw you there, and now you are here in this mini museum. What is it?" And maybe the third or the fourth time they will come in. So you need a lot of time.
I think the stadia of designing interfaces, the box, and so on. It was supposed to be more co-creative, but it was during COVID. So many chances we got to give input were online, and to be in a room where we could, with a 3D experience some of the interfaces that were being designed. That was quite limited, but it was planned to have more input of that. So it's because of the circumstances that it was not, we didn't have that much input. Sometimes, yes, it's only by using it that we discovered, yes, we didn't think of this or we didn't think of that. Of course, the box is a compromise of what we would dream of and what is technically possible. But if we could start all over, maybe it could be a cinema. It could be some movable cinema, indeed, and to start a conversation with people passing by. Maybe they have seen each other, but they have not met, not spoken to each other. That could also happen, you know, if you could share this collection like in the cinema atmosphere. So I think the box, if we would make a new box, I would make it like a little fan, something smaller but flexible, because we feel the fact that it's really stuck on one location, that it's not helping. So it would be better to go more in people's streets, to arrive somewhere. Today this street will be the place of a little picnic and we will be there with our van. I think that would work better than a bigger immersive experience. I think it's better to make it smaller but more flexible.
I can take it at home, and with the coder I can look at my computer at photos.
Yes, you can. You can continue your own story at home, at your computer. Yeah, if you have something interesting to tell us.
The possibilities to become active, really, it's now starting. So I still hope that we can get new projects of citizens who really start a new collection and are triggered by what's offered now, and also they will succeed in adding new images into the database. So this is something we still have that still has to happen now. So the first phase in Wondelgem, it was not possible to upload the image. So this is now, we are very, very curious what will come out of it, and if it also result in an active projects of users of the database and of the interface.
And what we want to do for the next neighborhoods is work on more collaborative and participative story writing with inhabitants of the neighborhoods. So for example, Sarah van de Wegen and I will work together with a school in Sluis-Katolhuisham to write a story about the neighborhoods through the eyes of the school children. So we're going to have a walk with them and look at places and objects they find interesting and how they can talk about it and they can say something.
So we are trying to motivate people to get creative in this project, to use the heritage for projects that enhance the social cohesion.
There is always a lot going on, and that's very nice to see. On different layers, people who are doing things, other people are looking at people who are doing things, or there is a little conversation in a corner, or so I hear everywhere stories.
This box is moving 3 times this year. So we started, the first time this box was in Wondelgem. So for 3 months we moved, not I, people of the city of Ghent moved the box and put it here. I think in November, next month, they take the box and they put it on another place. So this is also to be able to contact people in different places of the city, to link people together. Yeah, people from here with people in another place and another place, because we are all people living in the city and around the city.
if we give you a fourth place to visit, what would you choose?
I would make a bridge. And people would be happy to cross a river or a canal, so they would have a function. And the box would be like a tunnel on a bridge, and people could stop and look at some images, or maybe it would be a touch screen where they could answer some questions, or they could write down something in a book. So I would make a very functional object, so the people would be surprised. They would come there for another reason, and in their everyday passages, that would be my dream.